Let's go Broncos! What if I told you the Denver Broncos just made the most underrated play of the entire NFL offseason, one that could change everything in 2026? I'm not talking rumors or fan theories. This is real, confirmed news that could change the franchise, coming straight from Dove Valley. We're talking about two of the league's most sought-after coaches choosing Denver over half the NFL. We're talking about a group of quarterbacks that is becoming one of the most united and dangerous in American football. And we're talking about a front office and coaching staff that just sent a message to the rest of the league. We're not arriving, we're already here. Before we go any further, click the like button right now if you ever believed in this team's potential, even when nobody else did. And if you're a Broncos fan who bleeds orange and blue, leave a comment saying, "Go Broncos! 2026 is our year!" Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. The Denver Broncos have secured not just one but two of the most sought-after coaches in the entire NFL. That's right, Davis Webb is officially back as our offensive coordinator, and Vance Joseph is staying put to continue leading our defense. That's not just good news. That's championship caliber news. Let's start with Davis Webb. This is the guy every NFL team wanted. I'm not exaggerating. He was a finalist for 3 head coaching jobs, including with the Raiders and Cardinals. He also had 3 other teams trying to lure him in as their offensive coordinator. He pulled his name out of the running for the Vegas job and made the decision to stay in Denver. Let that sink in. He could be calling plays for his best friend Josh Allen in Buffalo right now, but he chose us. He chose this team, this culture, this quarterback room. That tells you everything about the belief inside the walls of Dove Valley. This hire means so much more than just X's and O's. Davis Webb isn't just a play caller, he's a culture builder. He's the glue in that quarterback room. Bo Nix, Sam Ehlinger, even last year with Zach Wilson, these are guys who are supposed to be fighting for snaps, and instead, they've built deep friendships. Their wives are best friends off the field. That's not an accident. That's Davis Webb. That's leadership. And if you think Webb's value stops at managing quarterbacks, think again. His involvement in the pre-draft process was game-changing. He played a massive role in Bo Nix's evaluation. He grilled Michael Penix harder than anyone during pre-draft interviews, pulled up every bad throw, and turned the meeting into the toughest challenge Penix faced before draft day. Even Drake May, who's now prepping for a Super Bowl, said he would have loved to play under Webb. That's how respected this guy is in NFL circles. His football IQ, communication skills, and ability to break down complex systems into digestible concepts are second to none. And now he's here, locked in, driving this offense forward. Imagine Bo Nix fully healthy, entering 2026 without the ankle injury that slowed him down against Buffalo. Imagine Troy Franklin stepping into his 3rd year, Marvin Mims hitting his 4th, Pat Bryant heading into year 2. With Webb calling the shots, or even just designing the system, this offense is set to explode. But that's not all. Replacing Davis Webb's former role is Logan Kilgore, another rising name promoted to support Bo Nix and this quarterback room. Kilgore is no stranger to the grind. He's been all over the NFL and Canadian football as a former QB himself. He even coached Arch Manning during high school, producing the best film we've ever seen on the young prospect, 34 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions under Kilgore's leadership. This guy's not just smart, he's a phenomenal processor who's earned respect at every stop. He's another name to watch for the future, possibly even OC material down the road. And just when you think it can't get better, Vance Joseph isn't going anywhere. That's right, the mastermind behind our record-setting defense is staying in Denver. And let me be very clear, the rest of the league tried to steal him. 7 different teams showed interest in hiring Vance Joseph as a head coach. 7. But he stayed. He's running it back with Denver, and that's a huge win for this franchise. Joseph's defense has consistently dominated, smashing franchise sack records and leading the league in quarterback hits. That's without having elite draft capital on that side of the ball. Until this season, Pat Certain was the only first-round pick on the entire defense. Now with the additions of Jaquan McMillian and Talanoa Hufanga, things are different. There's real talent, real depth, and continuity in the system. And the players? They love him. Drake Greenlaw compared learning Vance's scheme to learning a whole new language. Talanoa Hufanga said he's never been coached this hard. Zach Allen admitted he might not even be in the league without Vance Joseph. That's the impact he has. Make no mistake, Denver is going all in. There's a strong belief that this team isn't just playoff caliber, it's championship caliber. And if you're wondering whether ownership is on board, look no further than what's about to happen. Vance Joseph is likely getting a massive extension. Think something along the lines of Brian Flores' $6 million per year deal in Minnesota. That kind of bag. That kind of respect. And don't worry about GM George Payton leaving from Minnesota despite all the Vikings fans clamoring for it after firing their GM. Payton and Sean Payton are locked in tight. Ownership has publicly backed them both, and an extension for each is reportedly in the works. That keeps their contracts aligned and their vision unified. The Broncos have over $40 million in cap space and a stockpile of draft picks. George Payton's draft resume, minus that one deal we don't mention anymore, is nearly spotless. Just look at where he found guys like Quinn Meinerz, Jonathan Cooper, and Nick Benito. And now, with the cap space to maneuver and a loaded war chest of picks, it's clear the Broncos are going for it all in 2026. The final cherry on top? The Broncos are no longer the franchise carrying the shame of the biggest dead cap hit in NFL history. That title now belongs to the Miami Dolphins. Goodbye and good riddance to that narrative. And here's where things get even more interesting, because while a lot of the national media is still catching up, Broncos country knows exactly what kind of statement this offseason has already made. The moves made so far aren't just about maintaining the status quo. This is a calculated, aggressive push toward a Super Bowl window that is open right now. Davis Webb and Vance Joseph turning down multiple offers around the league to stay in Denver isn't just loyalty, it's a vote of confidence in the roster, the coaching staff, and the front office's vision. These guys are betting on the Broncos in 2026, and if they're betting, fans should be too. Let's talk more about what this continuity really means. With Davis Webb in charge of the offense, we can expect a potential shift in how the Broncos attack defenses in 2026. While there's still some uncertainty about whether Sean Payton will hand over full play-calling duties, the writing is on the wall that Webb is going to have more influence than ever. This isn't the same offensive staff Sean Payton has always leaned on. He's stepping out of his comfort zone, trusting in young talent, and adjusting to a modern NFL. That speaks volumes. And don't forget, Davis Webb already showed flashes of his offensive vision last preseason. Yes, it was against a weaker Arizona defense, but 402 passing yards and nearly 200 on the ground is nothing to brush off. That was tempo, aggression, and play sequencing that flowed in ways we hadn't consistently seen during the regular season. If Webb brings that energy and adaptability into the full campaign, and Bo Nix is healthy, this offense could start rolling early and never look back. Then you add in the expected growth from young players, Troy Franklin entering year 3, Marvin Mims entering year 4, Pat Bryant in year 2, and it's clear that Davis Webb's fingerprints will be all over what could become one of the league's most explosive units. Bo Nix has already publicly praised Webb's ability to simplify complex concepts and communicate effectively, which means we're about to see the kind of QB to OC chemistry most teams dream about. Meanwhile, Logan Kilgore stepping in as the quarterback's coach is more than just a stopgap solution, it's an investment in long-term development. Kilgore is smart, well-traveled, and already has a track record of success as a teacher. His background as Arch Manning's offensive coordinator in high school shouldn't be underestimated. He turned a highly recruited but raw prospect into a polished playmaker in just one season. That kind of impact matters, and having a former quarterback in the room who understands the mental side of the game as deeply as Kilgore does is going to be a huge asset for Bo Nix and the rest of the QB group. And let's give some real credit to Sean Payton for making this all happen. A lot of fans thought he might cling to familiar names like Joe Lombardi, but instead, he pivoted. He went with the younger, hungrier coaches who have earned the respect of players across the league. That tells you Payton is fully bought in on building something sustainable, not just recycling what worked in the past. Now, as for Vance Joseph, his return is nothing short of massive for the defense. He's not just a familiar face, he's the architect of a unit that has gotten stronger and more dangerous with each passing season. The sack records, the physicality, the grit, those aren't just stats. That's culture. That's identity. And now, with more top-tier talent on that side of the ball, including finally adding more than one first-rounder to the mix, Joseph has a real arsenal to work with. Jaquan McMillian and Talanoa Hufanga joining Pat Certain changes everything. It gives Joseph the flexibility to disguise coverages, bring more pressure, and elevate the entire secondary. And then there's the emergence of guys like Baby J.J. Watt, who shattered records for QB hits and showed what happens when the right player gets in the right system. That's Vance Joseph's specialty, taking raw potential and turning it into elite production. The idea that the Broncos might back up the truck and give Vance Joseph a massive extension in the range of $6 million per year, matching or surpassing Brian Flores, doesn't just seem plausible, it feels inevitable. Because if Denver lets him walk next year, you can guarantee there will be a bidding war waiting. But for now, Joseph chose to come back, and that speaks louder than any contract negotiation. And what's happening in the front office is just as critical. While the Vikings are creating chaos by firing their GM just months before the draft, there's speculation they might go after George Payton. But that's not happening. The relationship